Welcome back to M&A Ambassadors, Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional. Now, in the last two videos, we had been talking about certainty. And we saw that there's two kinds of certainty. There's logical certainty and there's emotional certainty. But we also saw that there are three different elements on which the client must have both logical and emotional certainty. The first is you as a person. Logically, you should make sense to them, left brain. Emotionally, relationally, you should make sense. Then they have to have the same level of certainty with the opportunity that you're giving. Off-plan, secondary, doesn't matter. I need to have all the facts, numbers, the data, and the correct presentations for the opportunity, and I need to feel good about that opportunity. Then we saw about the developer or the community in case of secondary. So I need to again have all the numbers, the facts, the right sequencing, logical certainty for the community or the developer, and the way you present it, your tonalities, behavior, body language will create emotional certainty. Now, what I want to focus on in this video is that each of these three elements, you, the opportunity, the community or the developer, do not create independent ratings in the mind of the prospect. There is no separate compartments. All these three are constantly influencing each other. So which means if I have a high rating on one or two and a low rating on the third, it will impact the first and the second. So I want to give you an actual example with numbers so that we can understand this concept. So let's say the client likes you, you've been very professional in your approach, very structured, you're a 9 on 10. That's a good place to be. You are 9 on 10. Then the opportunity which you presented also has made sense. You asked the right kind of questions, you identified the perfect solution, presented it in an excellent manner. They have actually felt good about it, can even see themselves living in that community. So you're a 9 on 10 on that as well. Now, like I mentioned, in your mind, there is no compartment between these two. So both of them will compound or affect each other. So a 9 on 10 and a 9 on 10 in the second element will become 9 into 9, which is 81, divided by 10 into 10, which is 100. So the net impact in the prospect's head is 81 on 100 because of these two. So he has actually dropped to an 8.1. The 9 times 9 divided by 10 times 10 in the head. This is happening in microseconds. He's now at a 8.1, which means he's dropped a little bit. You're still in a place where you are safe. Now let's say when you talk about the community, maybe it was heavily delayed. The amenities are not yet ready. So he's not feeling good about that. Or maybe this developer had a questionable track record, or the client heard certain things and when he was raising it, you weren't able to explain and change his logical certainty. Therefore, the emotional certainty on that developer or the community dropped. So let's take an example and let's say you are 9 as you, 9 on the opportunity, but only a 5 for the developer or the community. Now what happens in the mind of the client? There's no compartments. They all influence each other. 9 times 9 equals 81. 81 times 5 is 405 on a base of 10 times 10, 100 times 10, 1000. So he's now 405 on 1000. That's a 40.5% of logical and emotional certainty. Do you think this client would buy? What you will probably end up hearing is, let me think about this. I need to check with someone. I'll come back. And then you get confused as a salesperson. But he likes me. Remember, you're a 9 on 10. He always takes my call. He responds to all my messages. He never canceled any meetings. He told me he loved this particular product. So we're confused. He liked the opportunity. He likes me. But they don't realize maybe we didn't do a good job selling the community or the developer, and that's where we can lose the client or the deal. So I want you to keep these three in mind. Logical certainty and emotional certainty on the three elements. You, the opportunity, and the developer or the community. In the future videos, I will show how we achieve these throughout the selling process from the start to the end, so you can close deals at higher volumes and close them faster. Thank you for joining us on this episode of M&A Ambassadors Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional.